be reviewing Shahs of Sunset, Season 6, Episode 3. So there really wasn't too much going on in this episode. It was kind of slow. You know, it can't be full of action every week. So this episode opens up with Reza and Mike. They're at a restaurant again. Have you noticed every single episode, they're at a restaurant and they have a party? You know, I'm just starting to notice that. Like every damn episode. But I guess, hey, they gotta eat, right? Well, I mean, some of them don't, but, you know, some of them need to lay off. But anyway, so they open up the scene with Reza and Mike, and Reza brings up going to Israel. He wants to get more in touch with his Jewish side. He thinks it'll be a really good trip for the group to go to. And Mike says, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I have a lot of family in Israel. You know, I'm Jewish, and it sounds like a great trip. Okay, so they spring this idea, the first person, to MJ, and she's like, I'm not so sure, you know, I want to stay because, you know, my dad's sick, and, you know, she's trying to make a baby. I mean, ever since she's seen Asa was pregnant, she's really turned into a different person. Like, she is being competitive over babies. It's really strange. So even though MJ wasn't too receptive of the idea at first, she ends up giving in. Then they ask the rest of the group. They ask Golnesa, Shervin, and they asked them at this fashion show. They went to this fashion show that Gigi was doing, and it was a real fashion show, and Janice Dickinson was one of the models. Now, Janice Dickinson is hard to get along with. You know, I don't even think her own mother likes her. Like, she's just difficult. So she gets into it with Gigi because she takes the outfit Gigi was supposed to wear. There was a problem about who's going to open, who's going to close. They were both bucking for power. It was insane. Janice, you're in your 60s. Take a step back. Let the young kids step up to the plate. She's going to want the spotlight till the day she dies. But that's not the important part. Let's talk about the Reza inviting everybody to Israel. So they're backstage, and Reza says, I think if we all go to Israel, it'll be a great trip. And Gigi was a little hesitant. Now, Gigi's Persian, from Iran, I believe Shervin is. Reza's Arab and Jewish. And Mike is Arab, but his family moved to Israel and they took on the Jewish faith. So everyone knows that the Israelis have been at war for years with the Arabs, whether it's the Iranians, Palestinians. These group of people don't get along. They just don't get along. So it is a very touchy thing, and they've been fighting for years. No, let me clear, for decades. Like, they're probably fighting over there right now while I'm making this video. Like, these two countries are always at war. They're always saying mean things about each other. It's just, you know, they were supposed to, when President Obama was president, they were supposed to have some kind of peace treaty. But, you know, that just blew up. No one can make peace with them. And damn sure Donald Trump is not going to make peace with them, because he don't want peace with anybody except Russia. But these are sensitive topics. So Gigi's a little hesitant. And Reza proceeds to, she said, I don't know, because their president offended my country. Now, you can't really blame a whole country for political reasons, but you can when your country's always at war and people you know are getting hurt and bombed, and you know, and you're always on the edge like that. You know, that's where they have those suicide bombers. You know, it's real over there. It's real. So her feelings were extremely sensitive, and so were Shervin. Well, you know, Reza feels like he has the best of both worlds. So he says, fuck Iran. I don't know what Reza's smoking. And he feels like he can say it because he's half Iranian. This just leads off into a more sensitive area. So when Reza says, fuck Iran, Gigi and Shervin are offended to the fullest offendedness. Now, I know I just made up a word. I'm trying to get the point across here. It was very insensitive thing to say. But, you know, and he feels like he's off the hook because he's half Iranian. This is a touchy subject. I mean, just if you're biracial, right? Let's say you're black and white. Can you just go around insulting the other race because you're half of you is what? No, you still have to watch what you say. That's what I think. You know, this is a ridiculous thing to say. And so they got offended, and Gigi was like, I don't know if I'm going. This trip doesn't sound like a bright idea anyway because it's so racially sensitive, religiously sensitive. You know, it's a lot going on over there. You know, the peace talks haven't went through yet. You know, I don't know about going over there. But later on in the episode, Reza cleared up what he was trying to say. He was saying because he's a gay man, he was saying that in Iran, it's not like over here. Those rules are very strict. You get persecuted for being gay. And, you know, it's no joke over there. They frown upon any kind of homosexuality. And so he's extra sensitive about that. And so he cleared it up though. He said, I'm mad at the government, not the people that live there. That makes more sense, Reza, because you really can't hate a whole country for their politics. Like, I can't hate everybody, I don't know, in Russia because they got a crazy ass president. You can't do that. So I'm glad he cleared it up. Everything seemed better and no hard feelings because then she understood where he was coming from. But in the wake of getting everybody to come to the trip, to the Israeli trip, Reza decides to throw this party, a Middle Eastern peace party. So you were to either come dressed as a Arab or a Jewish person. This boy's insane. He'll have a party for anything, won't he? Every episode, there's a party. I guess some people live like that. But at the party, he managed to get everybody to say, yes, they will go to Israel. Besides that, there wasn't too much more going on. Asa was pregnant as hell. You should see her stomach. She was very pregnant. MJ is trying to get pregnant, so she's buying ovulation kits and, you know, wearing poor little Tommy out, you know, dang. I mean, when she found out that Asa was pregnant and she wasn't, she turned in the competition. And she's hell bent on getting pregnant as soon as she can. You know, you find people like that. They turn everything into a competition. So, you know, poor little Tommy's, you know, not allowed to whack off anymore. This is what she's saying. Because, you know, she wants a baby immediately. So that's what happened with MJ. And then there was Gigi. She was moving this episode. And we discovered she was a hoarder. Because she kept this one room with just a whole bunch of things just thrown in there. I wouldn't even say like a storage room because it really was like hoarderish-y messy. Like really, yeah, she's a hoarder. At least she admitted it on TV. Besides that there wasn't too much going on. Next week, the gang will be on their way to Israel. So I'm hoping that that'll be a really good episode because we're going overseas and when they go on trips, you know, they always have a good time. So see you next week. Thanks for watching. Talk to you then. Bye.